Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good afternoon to our Honourable Speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Rafeah binti Wahi, and all participants. First and foremost, I would like to introduce our Honourable Speaker, Associate Professor Dr. Rafeah Wahi. She is a senior lecturer. I think most of us know Dr. Rafeah already. She is from Faculty of Resource Science and Technology and being assigned as Deputy Director of University Sustainability Center. And her research and work experience focus on specifically in waste utilization technology, scientific communication, service learning, and curriculum development and management. She has 18 years experience in teaching and research. And currently, she is become finalist for Anugerah Akademik Negara kategori Anugerah Pengajaran 2021, and we pray for her success for Anugerah Akademik Negara. Yeah, she is also involved in Ministry of Higher Education Mohe as Strategic Committee for Service Learning Malaysia, University for Society Sulam since 2018, and contributed in writing the Sulam Playbook and High Impact Educational Practice, HIPS in General Study Courses and PU Guidebook. Associate Professor Dr. Rafeah research work focused on the processing of agricultural waste for utilization as useful products, mainly via pyrolysis technology. Savage sludge and agricultural waste from the palm oil and sago industries was turned into bio oil that can be upgraded into fuel, material, and chemical feedstocks. So without further ado, I would like to invite Associate Professor Dr. Rafeah to start her sharing. But before that, attention to all participants, if you have any questions to ask Dr. Rafeah, you just need to unmute your microphone or you can type the question in the chat room. I think over to you, Dr. Rafeah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all participants for today's CAM webinar, Teaching Excellence Sharing, which I'm going to share my experience. Definitely I am not the best, but maybe I have gone through some experience on participating in teaching award. So today here I am to share whatever that I know and whatever that I have experienced for the benefit of our participants today and everyone who is watching the recording of this webinar. My name is Rafeah Wahi. I am from Faculty of Resource Science and Technology, and currently I'm with University Sustainability Center as well, whereby here we translate whatever the knowledge, expertise, and technology that we have in UNIMAS for the benefit of community. So just a little bit advertisement on USC. Yeah, Dr. Ina? All right.
No problem. Thank you.
Before I begin, as I have mentioned earlier, I am not the best. So maybe later on after you read my portfolio, there are some things that you feel outstanding or you feel something you never thought before to be written in a portfolio. I would like to, to let you know that yes, I am not the best. Yeah, I'm just here to share whatever that I know. I am very also. I have a lot of shortcomings as well. So I hope you take the good things out of this presentation and this sharing today, and apply whatever that you think can be applied. Yeah. All right. So at the end of this sharing session, I would hope that the participant should be able to identify what are the teaching materials and evidences that you can use for building your portfolio for the purpose of teaching award. Yeah. And because teaching award, they have criteria. And I think a lot of you has also gone through the list of the criteria. There are quite a lot, but actually some of them are overlapping with each other, and you can use the same evidence for more than one section of your uh, teaching portfolio. So by the end of this session today, I hope that you can identify whatever the materials and evidences that you have in your record, in your keepings for each of UNIMAS teaching award criteria for building your portfolio, and as well as you should be able to construct your teaching portfolio based on the UNIMAS teaching award criteria. So this is my presentation outline. First, I'll have some preamble and introduction. Then I'll talk a bit about UNIMAS Teaching Award. And then building a teaching portfolio experience and sharing. And as well as some key takeaways at the end of this session. So I joined UNIMAS in 2002 as tutor. And at that moment, when I applied for UNIMAS, it was in my final semester of my study in USM, my degree. So because I am the first sibling of my in my family, so I feel, so rushing to get jobs. So I have been applying for jobs, hundreds of jobs, since the last semester of my degree study. Without knowing that, actually teaching is one of my passion, as well as one of the skills that I have, which has been nurtured since I was in a primary school. I taught my friends, my classmates, and get paid for it by their mothers, by their parents. Yeah, I taught my teachers' daughters for Quran reciting when I was in secondary school, and during my degree years, I worked part-time in a kindergarten, teaching at kindergarten. I never realized that teaching is going to be my career path, something that I love to do. I'm really passionate about and deeply, deeply attached to, which is teaching. So this is me with my colleagues. We together come in as tutor in 2002, and the rest is history. Everybody is somebody now. Yeah. And this is the current one. I think this is just a month ago. I have been given a chance, an opportunity. I have been invited to attend the interview session for Anugerah Akademik Negara ke-14 for teaching category. So under teaching category, there are many subcategory based on field of study. For example, engineering, one category, social science, one category, another category would be pure science, applied science, and many more. I think there are about 6 or 7 categories that we have. So basically, each of us has an opportunity to be, to be receiving AAN. Yeah. So for me, the results are not out yet, but I think I already celebrated. Okay, I already celebrated the opportunity to be given a chance to attend this interview. I think this is already, above my expectation, because they receive a lot of participations from all over the country, yeah, all over Malaysia. I think this time they received about 400 applications. So when shortlisted, we are so thrilled about it. This is me. This is my friend Sarit from Taylor, and this is Prof Rosna, the brown with brown tudung. She's one of the jury, but we are not allowed to talk about whatever happened in the interview room with each other. Yeah. So before I start sharing how to build your portfolio for the purpose of teaching award, just a little reminder for myself and all of us here, an achievement award should not be the end goal of our, for ourselves, but rather it is just a symbolic confirmation of your potential future success. Okay. And another thing, you don't measure your life, your quality of life by receiving awards. You don't measure your impact by receiving awards. But somehow, I think receiving award is always give you some kind of a good feeling, no matter how many times you get awards. Okay. All right. So this is a photo of me receiving a teaching award during Magu earlier last year. So my personal reason actually for filling in forms for awards, or I would rather say sometimes I fill forms for promotion. Yeah. Is most of it is because I need to reflect on my contribution. Okay, this is a personal journey, and every one of us might have different reason for filling in forms for awards. Yeah, but for me, my personal reasons are to reflect on my contribution, because I think without any measurement, we cannot manage whatever we measured. Okay, for example, we have been teaching for 20 years. This is my 20 years in teaching in UNIMAS actually, to 2022. For example, I have been teaching for 20 years, but I don't know how I have impacted others. Okay, whether my students, my colleagues, the community, the country, the state. Yeah. And given the trust as an educator, we are government servant, we are educator, we are paid for our job. Did I really perform the trust given to me as an educator? These are the questions that I ask myself. Okay, you might be asking yourself different questions. Yeah, it depends on our personal reason. Yeah, and by doing this reflection as well, by preparing this documentation, I also do reflection in which area that I can do better. Because as we go through the process of preparing the teaching portfolio, filling in the forms, preparing our CVs, we know which area we can improve. Okay. All right. The slides after this would be in Bahasa Melayu, a few slides, because the teaching criteria that I have is in Bahasa Melayu. Not sure if there are any English version available. Maybe Dr. Mazlina can advise later. Okay. Because today I will be sharing my experience preparing documentations for teaching award. UNIMAS Teaching Award. So this criteria is for UNIMAS Teaching Award only. For other universities, that might be different. And for UNIMAS Teaching Award, most of the criteria is the exact same criteria for Anugerah Akademik Negara. And I think CAM update them every time the criteria change. I think so. Yeah. So when you prepare for UNIMAS Teaching Award, you are actually also preparing your documentation for the Anugerah Akademik Negara AAN. So these are some of the checklists needed. You need a summary of your achievement. Okay, ringkasan pencapaian pemohon, which cannot be more than 150 words. Count your words, make sure they are exactly or less than 250. Okay, and it highlights your teaching impact, teaching achievement, teaching impact. Yeah, not your research impact, not your publication impact. It should be highlighting your teaching impact. But if the teaching impact is related to your publication, to your research, then you can mention it. Okay. And then the form must be signed. Okay, and then the sign and stamp of your dean, and then your portfolio. The portfolio must be prepared by I don't know. This year did come require hard copy? I'm not sure, but I submitted hard copy and also digital copy at my time during my time. Okay. So if you submit hard copy, then you put tagging for each section of your portfolio, and then your CV must be current and must be complete. All right. So these are some of the criteria for teaching award, which must be included in your portfolio. Okay. But if you look as well on the internet on how to prepare teaching portfolio, you will find that most teaching portfolio, they have the same criteria or the same things that they put inside. Okay, it's just that the way they are arranged in the portfolio. Okay, first, the first and foremost in your portfolio is the teaching philosophy, and also the teaching philosophy should be displaying your scholarship, yeah. And then you have to mention what is your teaching philosophy, and when you write your teaching philosophy, it must be honest, based on what you feel and what you really what how to say what you really feel about your teaching. Okay, what is your value in your teaching, the value that you hold. Okay, and then relate your teaching philosophy with theory or models for teaching and learning. This is the second section of the portfolio. It's about the planning and implementation of your teaching, learning, and also assessment. So remember, you have teaching, learning. Penyeliaan is supervision. You have to also mention about your supervision. And finally, your assessment. So answer everything. You must answer what is your planning and how you implement your teaching, learning, how you plan and implement your supervision, and how you plan and implement your assessment. Okay. Here also you will have to put in some evidences and information on the courses that you teach, the course plan or the course outline, and how many students you teach and how many students you supervise based on whatever level of education they are. Okay. Section number 3 is the statement of your creativity and innovation and how they impact your teaching, learning. Okay, when talking about impact, you have to show evidences showing the impact of your creativity and innovation in teaching, learning. Okay, for example, you do method A to your in teaching and learning of your students in course A, and what is the impact of your innovation, your creativity on students' achievement. For example, achievement can be many things as well. Maybe achievement, their academic achievement. Okay, maybe students' soft skill achievement, and also maybe students' perception on certain issues, their attitude on certain issues. Maybe before you try this method or you try this innovation, their attitude are different, but after you try it, it's better, for example. Yeah, you have to show the impact. And all the creativity and innovation of your teaching learning, they should be aligned to whatever you have written in section 1 just now on the philosophy of your teaching learning and supervision and assessment, as well as on the method that you use for your teaching supervision and assessment. Okay, so the creativity and innovation should be original, it should be significant, and it should be relevant, and it should help you to nurture the HOTS, which is high order thinking skills among your children, among your students, okay? And as well as it must be aligned with the learning outcome. I think all of us are very familiar with OBE. We know that whatever we plan for the teaching learning, whatever strategies that we have for our teaching learning, it must be aligned to the assessment, and it also must be aligned to the learning outcomes of the course. So this is how you can study your course plan and see the alignment of all these things. Your teaching learning strategy, your assessment, the content, and the outcome, learning outcome. Okay. So the impact on students' achievement and also quality of students' work. For example, if you are teaching English, maybe you want to keep the progress of your students' work from draft 1 until draft 10, for example. Yeah. And see how your methods has helped to improve students' quality of work. Okay. So you have to provide evidences, and your students' work could be one of the best evidences for this. Yeah. Section number 4, the portfolio should contain the assessment. Not assessment, evaluation and testimonial of your teaching, learning, and supervision. In this section, you have to provide evidences on students' evaluation on your teaching learning. Okay, this one you can use the evaluation form results, which is available after each the end of each semester, provided for the courses that you teach. Okay, this is one of the example of evidence that you can use, and as well as testimonials. You have to provide all of these testimonials from your students, your colleagues, your program or department or faculty, from the university. University could mean the VC, the DVCs, for example, yeah. The community or industry, okay. So you need to have testimonials from all these parties to justify and to support the impact of your teaching, learning, and supervision. Section number 5 in your portfolio is on the improvement of your teaching, learning, and supervision and assessment and your professional development. When we talk about improvement, it's how you grow throughout your teaching journey. Okay, for example, you have been teaching this one course, let's say course A, for 5 years. In the first year, what happened? Maybe you made some mistakes. So what you do is you look at your students' performance, students' testimonials, students' evaluation, and then you try to do CQI. CQI not only on your courses, for example, but on your teaching methods and strategies. Maybe teaching mathematics cannot be done by solely, teaching using whiteboard, but students have to teach others, for example. So you keep on improving after each year until the 5th year, you found the best method, the proven method, which significantly improves students' performance and achievement. So these are one of the things that you can include in this section. But I will show with you later how you can make it easily, can be easily seen and can be easily judged, okay, in this section. Yeah. All right, documentation of your reflection, analysis or synthesis for improvement, and what you do to improve, and also how you share your method of improvement. Okay. And then professional development, what are the trainings that you have attended, okay, to improve your teaching, learning, and also assessment and supervision as well. Yeah. Okay. Section number 6 in the portfolio is the scholarship, scholarship of teaching and learning and supervision. Okay. What is the meaning of scholarship? Here, it means that whatever you do, whatever you improve, you record it, and you make documentations, and then you share that with other people. And maybe by sharing, you get some more input for improvement, and then you do more improvement, and then you share it again. Okay, so sharing can be by different methods. Maybe you want to use social media, workshops, seminars, community, learning communities, and then your module, teaching module, that is also a part of sharing, yeah. Publications, digital publications, for example, this is how you do knowledge sharing. So as much as you can, if you can, yeah, if you can, try to fill in all. Try to fill in all of the methods, yeah, methods of sharing from A to F, if you can, okay. And then 6.2, recognition, awards, invitation for keynote speech, and so on. Yeah. And leadership, whether you are involved in community, academic community, in your faculty, program, university, any society, yeah, which is related to teaching and learning. So if you have any questions, you can just stop me. Dr. Ina, maybe you want to share the link to the flipbook of my teaching portfolio in the chat box to be shared with our participants, so we
Okay.
can together see and learn. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing these slides because I want to share the portfolio itself. Okay, wait a moment, yeah.
I did share your link in the chat room, yeah, Dr. Rafeah.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Mazlina. All right, before I stop sharing the slides, here are quick tips for building teaching portfolio for the purpose of UNIMAS Teaching Award. Okay, you can use two platforms. Okay, you can use either one of these platform, whether you want to use your website. Okay, the website is normally we put it as our name as the domain of the website, and from there you can update your information from time to time. I think most of the renowned professors, they have their own website, and it is always updated. So might as well we want to start doing that. I haven't done it yet because when I joined the UNIMAS Teaching Award, when I filled the form and building the portfolio, it was such at the very last minute, so I don't have my own website at that moment. Yeah, and then I think it's a good idea to have a website as well, because you can update it from time to time, and it is visible to anyone reading it on the internet. I think it's a good one. Yeah, it's a good option. Or you can have your teaching portfolio in other forms, for example, digital portfolio in the forms of Word or PDF, and put your evidences in Google Drive and so on. Tips number 2, do it slowly over time. Yeah, or goal driven. For example, you aim to join teaching award in 2022. You can start preparing it for 2022, or you just do it not for any award purpose, but you want to do it because you want to reflect on your achievement, you want to reflect on your impact, and you want to keep your records properly. Okay, so it's good as well. Do it slowly over time. Okay, as long as we start doing it. Okay, and then tips number 3, use award criteria or good portfolio samples to guide you. When I was doing my teaching portfolio, I actually learned from many samples as well, mostly from award winner, AAN winners for the previous years. Whenever they come for briefing, whenever JPT have a briefing, I will go and see. And I also browse through the internet on how people do their teaching portfolio. Okay. And for the purpose of award, you have to really go through the criteria and answer each of the questions. Look for keywords that they want and try to provide information and evidences based on the criteria given. Tips number 4, anything that you claim in your teaching portfolio must be supported by evidence. Let's say you mentioned that by doing this teaching strategy, students understand more on the topic. So provide evidences that show your students understand better than before, the before and the after. Okay, that's one example of evidence. You are invited, for example, as a plenary speaker or as invited speaker. Put the invitation letter, for example, or certificate as an evidence to support your claims. Okay. Tips number 5, all sections of your portfolio and evidences must support your teaching philosophy. This is the main thing of your portfolio, because whatever you put in the philosophy of teaching and learning, which is this in the section 1, it must be related and tally with whatever evidences and other informations that you put in the later sections. Okay. And then keep it simple and sweet. We don't want to write thesis about ourselves. We want to make it nice to be seen. Information can be easily, retrieved. Yeah. Keep it simple and sweet. And then a good design won't hurt. Yeah. Systematic arrangement would be good. Put number of pages. If you can, in your table of content, you can have link to certain pages and so on, yeah, because it will ease the jury to identify your strength and contribution. Put a lot of photos, reasonable amount of photos, yeah, because a photo tells 1,000 stories. Be honest when you prepare your teaching portfolio. Don't fabricate things, and don't put things that you don't really believe in. Put things which really matters to you as a person, as an educator. Okay. And finally, have a beta reader for your portfolio. When I was writing my portfolio, I asked Prof. Zainab to help me to proofread and also to check whether there are things I overlook and so on, because we have been co-teaching many courses together. We write papers together, books together. So she knows things that I may have overlooked, and I thank her for that lah. Yeah. Alright. Tapi saya belum belanja dia minum kopi lagi lah for winning UNIMAS Teaching Award. Belum lagi. I owe you Prof. Zainab. All right. You have a beta reader. All right. This is my sample of teaching portfolio. You have the. All right. You have the. Can you see the Google Drive I'm sharing?
Yes, Dr. Rafeah, we can see clearly.
All right. So this is the Google Drive that I prepared for my Anugerah Academic Negara application. So I have organized all the evidences in one Google Drive folder. Okay. So in the teaching portfolio, I think you have the flip book just now. If you see there are any QR code that you can scan, actually it leads to these folders. Okay. Because I don't want to put too many things inside the main portfolio because it would be too crowded to see things. Yeah. I only put whatever I think the most presentable one and also the most important and significant one in the portfolio. Any other additional materials, I put it in the folder. Okay. So these are the examples. And then, okay, this is my teaching portfolio. Thank you, Kam, for providing the cover for my teaching portfolio submitted to JPT. Let me just buat sikit dia macam ni lah. Boleh baca ke? Is it readable? Or do you need me to zoom it more? Okay. Okay, so this is the
Alright.
cover for
Okay.
teaching award. So if you look at the portfolio, you see that I have been using template from Canva. Okay. For this, I'm using Canva to prepare my portfolio. And then in the first page, there is the summary of achievement. I just follow the criteria just now. Okay. We must have the summary of achievement. So this is about 250 words. And then this is a table of content. Okay. But I think for this portfolio to be better as a digital document, I think you can put this content into link, the list of content, table of content into link. And when a person click the link, it will goes to the respective section that you want them to see. Okay, I think that would be the things that can be improved for the portfolio. Okay, so if you see that all the rubrics that I have mentioned just now, I think you can also refer to the rubric at CAM's website. Not the rubric, the criteria, the teaching award criteria. Okay, so we have teaching philosophy, teaching learning and assessment strategy, creativity and innovation, teaching and supervision, evaluation and testimonials, improvement of teaching, supervision, assessment and professional development, and scholarship of teaching, supervision and assessment. Under each of these sections, there are many subsections. So you have to answer all the subsection as well. So I put some quotes just to make this Canva, it's like a storybook, very nice storybook. That's my concept. It's not about trying to give the judges as much information as possible, but try to help them understand our philosophy, our teaching journey, and how things that we believe in change people, change our students, impact the community, okay, and others. Yeah. So this is teaching philosophy. My friends who is also shortlisted to the AAN interview, some of them they write a very long teaching philosophy, but some of them are like me. They write very short and sweet one. These are the things that come from my heart, what I believe in. But it doesn't matter whether it's long or it's short. It's okay as long as you can bold or highlight the important keywords of your philosophy. Okay. So this is my teaching philosophy. So for me, my students can count on me. My role is to help my students discover their talents, open their minds to value focused thinking through a meaningful learning experience, and inspire positive attitudes. So a lot of time in this portfolio, I mentioned about learning experience, which imply what I believe is true. Learning experience is the most important thing which can help students to grow. Whether they have a positive learning experience or a bad learning experience, that will impact students' achievement, students' learning. Okay, so I put photos just to make this book soft, and when they see students smiling, it's like very good, aura. So second, for the theory and model as a basis for my teaching philosophy, I try to make it like a story, a journey. This is inspired by Prof. Azida. She was a winner for Anugerah Academic Negara. I couldn't remember which AAN, but when I read her portfolio, I was inspired because she put it into story of her journey. Okay, and she was not shy to admit whatever early mistakes or early misconceptions that she had when she first teaching. So I think that inspires me to be honest and try to reflect back how I feel at the beginning of my teaching journey. So this is what I wrote. I relate it with the theories. At the beginning of my teaching journey, I believe that teaching is like whatever you feed the students repeatedly, they will understand it and they will remember it. So that is behaviorism theory. So I put it into theory. I embed theory into my writing, to my story. Yeah. And then it's from the first time I joined as a tutor, and then when I go for study leave, and when I go for postgraduate diploma in teaching learning, what realization has come to me and how I changed. Okay, so from there, I prefer experiential learning and discovery learning in my courses. And yeah, here I mentioned that I made mistakes, I improve and gets better with more practice. Through teaching, I also learn, I discover myself and how far I can go, and the boundary keeps expanding. So these are more. And what I think is good as well for you to embed in a teaching portfolio is when you put any theory, okay, there should be some kind of model expressed in the form of diagram. Try to look for this diagram and then relate it to your own course as an example. Okay, how you implement this model and this theory in your course. Use diagram to show that. For example, these are the diagram for experiential learning theory, and then relate it with how you implement it in your courses. Okay. All right. I use the quotes page to differentiate each section. So now we come to a new section, section 2, which is teaching, learning, and assessment strategy. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, although the criteria for both AAN and UNIMAS Teaching Award is in Bahasa Melayu, you can actually write your portfolio in English. Yeah. So if you are asked about teaching, learning and assessment strategy, try to answer for both. What is your teaching learning strategy? What is your assessment strategy? How they interrelated with each other and the learning outcomes of your courses. Okay. You can have more than one teaching strategy because sometimes different courses they need different strategies to teach, and some courses they even need 2 or 3 strategies to be used in one course. Okay, so for me I have chosen, of course, throughout this teaching journey I have tried so many methods, so many strategies, but I only highlighted the things that my favorite, which I always do, which I can repeat and replicate the strategy in many courses. So these 3 are, okay, service learning, problem-based learning, project-oriented problem-based learning, and finally reflective learning. I do this a lot, even for my final year project, for my masters and PhD students. I encourage them to do reflective learning, so that it will help them to really feel their journey is worthwhile. Okay, so this is the elaboration for each of the teaching learning strategy. Say, let's say you put problem-based learning. Give example for 1 course or 2 course. Okay, and then give some photos that describes how you conduct problem-based learning, and then some explanation. Not too much explanation because they can see the more information and evidences later in your folders. Yeah. Okay, so this is my favorite, service learning, of course, Sulam. Okay, these are some photos and explanation. Here, I give example of project. I name one project, I name the community partner, and I describe the project and give some photos. Okay, not all teaching learning might have this element, but I think for service learning, it's important for me to describe based on project. Okay, right. So take a lot of photos as you go through this teaching journey. Okay, this is problem-based learning. Some of the photos I get from my co-teachers, teaching the same course, because we share resources and so on. Yeah. Right. For reflective learning, show the evidences that you really do reflections for your students. Screenshot things. Okay. Yeah, this is reflection. This is students writing. I put it here. Okay. But I think for this page, if I were to do it once again, I will use boxes or lines, colored lines or boxes to highlight what are the important things that my students say in this reflection. Okay. Okay, combination of POPBL and reflective learning for supervision, because one of the criteria is also on supervision. They want to know how you supervise your students. Okay, so what I mentioned here, I supervise my students by giving them project to be completed. Yeah, to have presentation skills, supervision, communication skills. So these are some examples of photos. These are examples of my student carrying out the POPBL that I said I use for supervising them. Okay, they conduct all the preparation for exhibition. They answer questions from jury. Okay, I include them in pattern application, for example, because they help me to to prepare the documents together. So these are examples. Each of us, we ask our students to write papers, right? Because they need the papers to graduate. So this is also a part of POPBL, which is project oriented. The project to complete is for them to write papers and publish, right? So this is their project. So from this project, they learn how to write, they learn how to do literature review, analyze their data, deal with publishers, yeah. So this is a project. So I put it under POPBL. Okay, it's the way you write it, okay? Every one of us, we do the same thing. Just that some of us, we don't do documentation. Some are sloppy in keeping records, yeah? So try to look back whatever records that you have and try to put them into proper folder to help you to write portfolio. All right. So just now in the same section, you are also asked to explain on your assessment strategy. So please answer them. What is your assessment strategy? Okay. So just now I mentioned about having reflection as a strategy for my teaching learning, and reflection is also done as a part of assessment for some of my courses. So this is some explanation. Okay, some examples of model that I use for reflection. This shows that you know how to do it. Okay, let's say you are doing practical examination. For example, for chemistry students, they need to go to the lab and practice chemistry wet lab techniques, for example, or instrumentation technique. So you want to do practical examination. Make sure when you write it in your portfolio, you show that you understand how practical examination works. You might want to include rubrics. You might want to include the methods, how you do it. Okay. And any relevant information that can help to show you know what you are doing and why you are doing it. Yeah? All right. This is some examples of reflection. For example, reflection should be reflection before, during, and after. So you show that you are conducting it before, during, and after completion of project. Okay. Because I'm highlighting reflection as an assessment as learning. So because it is an assessment as learning, it should be continuous process. So this is example of how students work improve. So, sorry, not students. How we conduct the strategy that we conducted in this course. This is scientific communications subject. Okay, so students need to write a research proposal. So instead of asking them to submit only the final proposal, we ask them systematically to submit draft 1, 2, and 3 until we have the final proposal. Okay, proposal submitted in stages and students' progress are assessed. So this is sometimes you don't want to use other assessment as learning, assessment for learning. You want to use assessment of learning. It's okay as well. Just justify why you are doing it, how you relate the effectiveness of doing this kind of assessment to students' achievement. Okay. Okay, you have to show the constructive alignment, always align with your teaching philosophy, teaching learning strategy, teaching learning assessment, learning outcomes, and also your philosophy, they must be aligned always. Yeah. So this is how I put in this section where I think the judges might need further information, like course plan, course outline. I don't want to put everything in the portfolio. That would be too crowded. So I ask them just to go to the folder. Okay. So if you provide folder to to your readers, to your judges, don't put the QR code or the link to general folder. Put it straight away to the exact thing that you want them to see. For example, this one is for evidences for teaching, learning, and assessment strategy. Don't go to the general folder. Direct go to this folder. Okay, so they can quickly search for things that they want to see. Alright, so these are my courses that I teach. I just screenshot things from my class and put them properly here. This is from SPP system. Okay. So this is correct because we get it from the system. Right. So I put there source SPP system. So if they want to verify, they can They can ask about the SPP system. So summary of courses taught. After all the list here, this is the summary. Total number of courses, year 1, year 2, year 3, final project. So these are the compilation of course outlines and course plan. These are students under my supervision. This is also from SPP, the list, CGS, I think, the list. Okay, so it's quite comprehensive. I just put it there. And then the summary, how many PhD students you have, how many MSc students you have, full list, go to QR code, and so on. Yeah. So when you see quotes, it's different section after this. Okay, so for section 3, creativity and innovation, this is, I think, the interesting one because they want to see your creativity. And I think it's important as well to join the small competition or small wins, I would say it. It's good as well to have that because I think like CAM, they already provide the platform for us. Every semester we have the teaching awards or in so many categories. Try to join. Try to make documentations properly for your course and join this competition. So you have small wins. These small wins, you can use it as materials for your teaching portfolio. Okay? Because they are about creativity and innovation. When you fill in these forms, you are bound to write, to think that way. Yeah, to think and to show that this is creativity, this is innovation. Okay, all this while sometimes we do these things, we do good things, we do innovation, we do creativity, but we never write it or articulate it in the form of writing and evidences. Okay, so this is the time. Okay, I give examples of creativity and innovation. This is a very simple one, but because it is a recipient for teaching award for semester 2 1920, I put it in front of the list. Okay, so this would be extra credit to show that yes, this is innovation, this is creativity, and it is recognized. Okay, even though it is a small one. Okay. All right, so this is for Sulam. Here I elaborate how I implement it, and then the impact, the alignment, teaching, learning, and assessment alignment, the constructive alignment, and then impact on students' achievement. Because when we talk about creativity and innovation, what is the use of creativity and innovation if it doesn't impact positively the achievement of our students? Okay, and like I have mentioned earlier, achievement can be in many ways that you want to highlight. For example, for nurses, maybe you want to assess the quality of how they take blood samples from patients, for example. Achievement can be in many forms, yeah, whether academic achievements, soft skill achievement, quality of work achievement. many more. Sample of students' work. Okay, this is another one. Isulam implementation, how they affect students' testimonial. I put it here because I have a lot of materials. So some of the testimonial, I put it in this section, and some of the testimonials, I put in another section, in the testimonial section, yeah? Okay, and if you notice here, I use boxes, I use lines, I use arrow, different colors to highlight important points of the screenshots. Yeah. Okay. Example. So this one is from student evaluation form of my course. So I just use boxes to highlight the good things. Of course, they are not so good things, but I don't put box on the not so good things. Like some students said they need more tutorial. I don't put box there. I put box only on the good things. That's the point, right? Because we want to highlight the good things. But be honest, there is also things to be improved, kan? You don't delete this one, but you leave it there, but just don't highlight it. All right, now this is what we call small win. This is the award for that one just now. Example 2, this is another award. Okay, try to join the small one, and then you will have material to be placed into your portfolio, because whenever you fill in the form, you have to write. You have to relate it to principles, theory, philosophy, align it, do the constructive alignment mapping. Yeah. So all these things, when you have joined the each semester's award, teaching excellence award, I think. If you join that one by semester, then you have accumulative materials for your portfolio. Even if you don't win, you still have the material with you. Okay, you build your portfolio slowly. So this one we extract from my class from semesters to semesters to show students improvement. Okay, this is screenshots of students' work before and after to show improvement. Yeah, students' presentation. This can also be a type of improvement. Before teaching, we have high plagiarism index, but after the teaching learning strategy, or after we have them revise their documents, lower similarity index, for example, from the same students. Okay, sample of student feedback. Again, just repeat the same thing for each innovation. Okay. All right, this one I joined ISL in 2019. At that time, I don't know I will use this. I just take the opportunity to join because our faculty is paying for our participation if we want to participate. So the 5 of us join it. Join this IUCL 2019. It was held in UNIMAS, so we take the opportunity. We don't have to fly. We don't have to apply budget for latihan luar campus. So we go for it. So I just won bronze. My participation was not very good one, sloppy one, but I can put it in my teaching portfolio. That's why I said small win can help you to build your portfolio, because every time you reflect, every time you do it, you reflect. Okay. Um, example 4, what is this? Oh, this is screenshots from ELIP. How I use learning management system for blended learning. So I put all the stars. Right now we don't have stars anymore in our ELIP, but maybe there are some other ways. Maybe you can use blended learning achievement report to help you. So this one, this one I just get creative, because whatever I do, if I was invited for a speech or a talk, I will share the link with my students in the WhatsApp group or in the ELIP. if it's related to their subject. For example, this one, tips to kickstart your first journal article writing. I share it with my postgraduate students and final year project students for helping them to write, yeah, to kickstart writing. So this is also innovation, yeah. For example, I was invited for this talk. I use it for my class, which is related to this talk. This talk is about sustainable waste management practices. So I use it for my credited co-curricular subject, which is Subco Sustainable Living in my postgrad student and final year student. So whatever I use, I try to articulate it and show that this is how I strategize my teaching, learning, supervision, and assessment. I use Facebook, whatever materials I have online. It's not only for my followers outside UNIMAS, but also I use it for my students. I encourage them to follow and look for videos that they think will be useful to them. Yeah, in Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, these are all my short form videos for teaching on TikTok. So I answer students' questions. So I put it here. Actually, it's my personal project, but I put it here to show a sense of, technology utilization for reaching out for more students. In fact, during my undergrad academic negara interview, they asked me a part of the normal teaching learning strategies that I use in the classroom, what else did I do? What else did I do which differentiate me from other educators? I don't know what I did. I don't know how to answer that questions, but they keep on probing me to answer. They keep on giving me keywords to answer, which is at the end I realized it's my appearance in social media to reach out for more students outside of my classroom. So that's what is different. So think about what is different about you. Think about what you have been doing out of the box throughout your teaching journey. There must be something that you have done. If you are truly passionate about this job, this career, each of us must have done something which is different and which is unique, which defines you as an educator. Okay. All right. Section 4. This is a teaching or supervision, evaluation, and testimonials. For this purpose, I contacted my students. Use some of the testimonials I get from community partners and screenshots of messages. Okay, this one is quantitative one. Evidences of students' evaluation on my teaching and supervision is by using course evaluation results. I just put the latest one here, but the not so latest I put in the attachment in the drive. Okay, I use arrow to show cemerlang. Even though the respondent only 9%, 26% out of 100 students. It's okay. I just highlight the cemerlang. Okay, and then, yeah, I use boxes to highlight and I put my own words to describe what students feel about me. Okay. So the judge, they don't have to read the small font. They just read the bigger font here. Enjoyable learning, lecturer gives attention to students' work, enjoyable course, responsive lecturer. Put your evidences like this so that it is easily to be read by the judges. Okay, like this. This is example of students' reflection. In their reflection, sometimes they say good things about us, right? They say good things about our strategy and assessment. So highlight this. Okay, application of knowledge to benefit community, develop soft skill, amazing experiential learning. Okay. Students feel sense of achievement, student develop skills and attitude. So the proof is here in the box, but the gist of it is here that you write, the keywords that you write here. Okay, more, 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 more. Okay. Okay. So these are testimonials from students. I contacted my postgrad students, my alumni. These are postgrad students. These are final year project students. Second year students. I put it from year 3, year 2, year 1. Testimonials from colleagues who have shared courses and also publication and research with me. Okay. From the same program. Yeah. You can also get it from the same faculty if they work together with you. No problem. You can get more than 2, but I only put 2 in my portfolio. Yeah. This is a testimonial when I was working in PPPA. Okay. And then this one also from my colleagues in the same program, from the faculty, from my dean. Just simple letter, and then you from the deputy dean of undergraduate at that time, from Prof. Hatta, deputy vice chancellor academic. This is Dr. Florence, our community partner from Majlis Perbandaran Kota Samarahan, whereby we did our service learning project. This is teachers, and also Jonathan is from UNAM, where I used to be invited speakers. This is from Sulam Strategic Committee chairperson. So I think almost there. I think the last section, improvement of teaching supervision and professional development. Okay. So I don't have much documentation on how I improve my teaching. I think I took quite a while. I think 2 or 3 days to think. How do I put this into writing? How do I put these things into my portfolio? Because I don't record anything about how I improve my course. Of course, we do improvement, right? Maybe in the first semester, students comment that you only talk a lot, but you don't give any practical demonstration, for example. So next semester we improve, but we don't have record that we improve. Okay, so I just go through my old blogs, see what, because I have the tendency to record my reflection, a reflection on things that I learn daily, not necessarily on my teaching career, but also other things. My role as mother, my role as people in community. So I try to go through my blog, my old blog. I don't even update it anymore, and see if I have anything that I wrote related to my work, related to my teaching learning. So I found something, I just put here. But a good practice is that every time we do improvement, we record it. Maybe in the form of short article, maybe in the form of sharing sessions. Okay. And also documentations, of course, that's the easiest one. Proof of documentation. So because I'm a person like this, I'm a person who likes to write on social media, the good things about me, the bad things about me, which I think I need to share it so that not only me can improve, but other people can improve too. I share it in social media, so I go back to my old posts. I go through everything in my social media and blogs and see, yes, I did. I have reflections on what I think can be improved. For example, For example, me in 2017, first time trying to record my lecture. What did I say? I malu. I'm very embarrassed to see myself teaching. Oh no, I said. Now I don't want to share it with anyone. I have to make a new recording. So me in 2021 placing my lecture recording all over the internet on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, whatever you name it. So this is also things that you can try to do. Try to think a bit how you can look for evidences that you improve from time to time. Okay, this is the simplest one. You go to the CLO achievement report, okay, of your bad achievement, for example, bad previous achievement. In this case, for CLO2, no one achieved CLO2. So I relate it with the criteria. If you go through the criteria, it mentioned about analysis and action. Okay, reflection, analysis, action. What you do with this reflection. Okay, so I put here, I got the situation here, CLO2 not achieved. So I analyze the situation, I do reflection. After I do reflection, I take action. What is my action? Here, increase problem solving tutorial, assess CLO2 via different assessment types. And then the next semester, I have improved CLO achievement. You can try to look for evidences like this. And then this is just I screenshot things from my previous participation in teaching award per semester for immersive learning, I think. So I have the summary here. There is element of analysis and action. So I just highlight so that they can read it. Okay, this is for another course. Okay, this is example of sharing of improvement of teaching practice. Okay, although for this one, Prof. Zainab is the speaker, but this is also my course. So I put here lah, Prof. Zainab, the course coordinator, represented us in sharing with other UNIMAS academicians how we transform our teaching approach to improve students' achievement in this course. Yeah. So I also include what are the trainings I attended from the latest 3 years so that I can keep on improving the effectiveness of my teaching, supervision and assessment. Okay. And then the final one, scholarship in teaching, supervision and assessment. This one is about sharing. I try to fill in as much as possible. I think there were 6 in the criteria, but I only managed to put in evidences for 5. Yeah, try to do it as much as possible. I list down the link to my official social media and blog for them to refer if they want to. Some screenshots to show that I really share. I share things. Yeah. Okay. Even though it's not an official sharing like publications, I think we all do it. Yeah, even I post in learning communities, I screenshot. I have to really go through things to look for evidences, but it's there. I know it's there. Just I have to retrieve everything. Yeah. Even I comment to other people's problem, also I screenshot. I put into the portfolio. Okay, these are sharing, knowledge sharing, examples of involvement at faculty level, university level, and also national level. International at this time belum lagi lah. I haven't involved in international at the time I submitted this portfolio, but recently I have one already. Okay, and then knowledge sharing via publications in journal. So I just screenshot the the cover of the high impact journals that I published in. Also my Google Scholar, I put in examples of papers related to teaching learning that I published. If you you notice, this one has already been presented earlier in earlier section on innovation and creativity. But this one, the full paper, I put it here as example of knowledge sharing via publication in proceedings. Yeah. So knowledge sharing via publication, these are all the opportunities that I am thankful for. I did not expect it. It's beyond my expectation to be involved at JPT level in writing guidebook and other things. Yeah. So this one, what is it? Awards, recognition, 6.2, recognition, awards, invited speaker or mentor. So you can put all the most outstanding award that you have here. Okay, the additional one, you can put it into the folders as invited speakers, okay, as judges and other things, other appointments. Okay. All right. I think, yeah, I also put here some of my personal contribution to the community, which I think I want to share with people who read my portfolio, that I also do things even I don't get paid like that. Yeah. Because as a lecturer, we do things which is entrusted to us to have our rezeki halal kan. But outside of the formal job, I also do things. I also do things without expecting any returns for the benefit of community in terms of academic things, yeah, in terms of learning. So this one, I also never ask for it. People come to me and want to interview, so they put me into newspaper. So I put it here. These are some of my personal help or personal activities together with Baitul Ilmi in 2017 doing play dates. But it's mathematics play date and science play date with the children. All right. So here's QR for evidence, and this is my last page of my portfolio. Right, let me just share the last slide as the key takeaways of this sharing. So again, an achievement award should not be our end goal. It's just a symbolic confirmation of our potential future success. In my, I would like to share this as well. During my Anugerah Academic Negara interview, one of the things that they asked that I cannot forget is when they asked me, this is the final question. They asked me, can you tell us why you deserve this award? This is something unexpected because I know I don't deserve this award. I don't deserve it. Have been given the opportunities to go to the interview is already a privilege for me, because I know there are many other better people, better educators than me. So what I answered them after I paused for a good 1 minute is that I said, I know I am not the best. I don't deserve this. I said to them, but if you are to award me this teaching award, give it to me because of my potential, not because of what I have done, because I have done so little. That's why I answered them. This is straight from my heart, and I cried when I answered this question, because getting an award should not be our goal. The best reward is seeing our students achieve whatever goal that they have in their life, realizing their potential. That's our main reward. Sorry, I'm sorry. So Again, an achievement award should not be the end goal, but rather a symbolic confirmation of your potential future success. Use award criteria or good portfolio samples to guide you in preparing for your teaching awards. And all sections of your portfolio and evidences must support your teaching philosophy. Yeah, I think that's about it. I am sorry for whatever shortcomings that I have throughout this sharing. So I open for question and answer maybe if you want to know things that I have not covered in my sharing just now. Thank you.
Anyone's? I open to the floor for any questions to Dr. Rafeah. It's so emotional sharing for me.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Dr.
Dr.
Syafina,
Rafeah,
silakan.
Syafina from FEB.
Hai doktor, lama tak jumpa.
Itulah COVID ni kan. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to, stay away from people for everybody's benefit, because I hate wearing the mask. So I have that problem following SOP. Okay, firstly, I think the sharing was very genuine, straight from your heart. And for you to make time for us, I don't know whether Tam is paying you or not lah, but regardless, orang ekonomi ni kan kalau tak fikir duit memang tak sah lah kan. So thank you for that. Thank you for that. Okay, I'm inspired tapi takut jadi macam tulah hangat-hangat macam tu lah kan. How long did it take you roughly to get all these things in place? Because you have done massive work. This is like, to me, like writing a whole PhD.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest.
I know you're an honest person, so please.
1 week because
1 week?
anybody who knows me, they know I'm a very last minute person.
Oh no, I'm also a last minute person, but this doesn't sound like last minute. 1 week?
No, I really have to think and reflect where to get my evidences because another side of me is also a person who don't keep things properly. Very sloppy in documentation.
Oh
but
no, trust me.
yeah,
When you want to,
my motivation at that time, Dr.
Sloppy,
Syafina. Sorry?
kalau sloppy, apa ni sloppy punya index, you tak boleh lawan I. Pasal tu I tanya.
Yeah, my motivation at that time, doctor, is because I know this teaching award is only once a year. So I take this opportunity like it's now or next year. So I want to do it now so that I know my current status, the status quo of my work. So that's my personal motivation at that time. Memang sengsara lah orang saya korek documentation masa tu.
I mean, for me, it's definitely not going to be this year lah. That is, I'll be very, very honest with you. Because if you notice with the online teaching, our paperwork has doubled. But not everything is bad lah. In a way, more record keeping, more, when we look back kan, banyak kena sekarang ni semua benda kita buat, kita kena ada evidence kan. So I think in that sense, we are okay. 1 week, okay. I wasn't expecting that. Now I don't have a second question because I'm still under shock. 1 week. What did you do? Did you like go and cave yourself somewhere, left your family for a while for 1 week?
Yeah, I go to one room in my house.
Okay.
And I tell my kids, I need to finish this, but this is just going to be a one-time thing. So I need 1 week to be alone. I just tell them like that.
Your better half too must be very, very.
Saya memang tak tidur lah, but don't do it like that. It's not good. I think the better way is to do it slowly. 1 year is a good time to do it, to collect all your evidences and put it into proper writing. I think that's better. If you can use website, it's even better.
Okay, I think it's answered your question, Dr. Syafina.
Sorry, I've muted myself. Yes, very, very good elaboration. Thank you so much. Apa-apa kita, I carilah Dr. Rafeah, PM ke apa ke, kemudian. Thanks, Dr. Rafeah.
Thank you,
Thank
Doctor.
you. Thank you for the question, Dr. Shafina. Anyone else? I think I would like to read from the chat room. Dr. Shazrina said, I wish I can be one of your students, Dr. Rafeah. I think I'm also want to be your student lah, Dr. Rafeah, because I impressed with all the work that you did. Thank you,
Tak
Dr.
ada.
Rafeah. Lama dah Dr.
Thank
Rafeah
you.
sentiasa menjadi saya punya idola ni. Tengok Dr. Rafeah punya hasil kerja sangat-sangat bagus. Alright, so anyone else want to ask the question to Dr. Rafeah? Sebab kita tak juga selalu dapat masa untuk untuk kita invite Dr. Rafeah kan. Despite a busy schedule daripada Dr. Rafeah, she willing to share with us for today's session. So anyone else who want to ask the question? I'm giving a chance.
Oh, Prof Zainab pun ada kat sini.
Ada,
Oh, dia
always.
nak tuntut
Yang tu mentor
Become
saya
number
tu,
one.
nanti
Doctor.
minum kopi
It's
lagi dia nak
always
tuntut.
become number one. Prof Zainab ada di sini.
Your biggest fan.
Betul. Prof Zainab selalu tak miss kita punya workshop. Sama macam Dr. Shafina juga. Alright, so I think I want to get something lah daripada Dr. Rafeah before we close our session for today. Saya nak tanya, where you gain your motivation, Dr. Rafeah, in order for you to do all these things? Because this is not easy work. So macam apa yang Dr. Rafeah buat memang very inspired. So where you get your motivation, Dr. Rafeah?
All this tu means apa tu, Dr. Mazlina? Portfolio tu ke?
Semua. It's not only for portfolio. Because the portfolio is only, I think it's only part of the hard work that you did, Dr. Rafeah, in teaching and learning.
Ya, tak ada apalah juga Dr. Mazlina, but sometimes when you read students' feedback at the end of the semester, it gives you some kind of a refreshed motivation, you know, after looking at how you impact other students. We, as a lecturer, we thought we never impact anyone, but somehow we do. Somehow we do impact our students. If they, you know, somehow are not impacted by what we teach, the content that we teach in the classroom, they are impacted by our actions, by the words that we say, even might impact their career of choice. Yeah, and the way the life that they want to lead after that. It's funny, we do have actually impact on our students, and I think seeing I am a part of other people's life in future make me think that even if I die now, I live in the future. That's what keep me motivated, Dr. Ina, and I think all of us here as well, because we have already involved in teaching career for quite some time, we will feel that way. I think our students are our best rewards. Seeing them happy, seeing them succeed, I think there's nothing compared to that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for your answer, Dr. Rafeah. There is another question from Dr. Shazrina. Who is Dr. Rafeah, educator, idol, or mentor? Sorry if I miss, yeah. She would like to know the educator mentor, idol or mentor of you, Dr. Rafeah.
Saya tak ada idola lah, tapi mentor tu adalah sama ada memang saya declare pada dia mentor saya ataupun tidak. Tapi adalah mentor tu, ada salah seorang kat sini ada ni, Prof Zainab ada ni dekat sini. Tapi kalau di luar tu saya ada satu kat UPM, Prof Luqman, dengan I really look up to Prof Karim Alias. Saya memang suka dia lah. Saya memang suka, dan hari tu masa interview tu saya dapat jumpa dia in person, which is not the first time, but this is the first time I really macam berbual dengan dia. Tapi lupa nak ambil gambar, sedih betul. But
he's the one, he's one of the jury juga ke?
dia yang interview saya.
Alright, okay.
Itulah.
That's a prominent name as well.
Ya.
Prof Zainab tanya, what made you to become a superwoman?
Mana ada superwoman. Saya orang yang stres.
Okay.
Adalah the person who knows me, tak adalah biasa sajalah, mana ada superwoman. Tak ada.
Alright, so I think thank you very much, Dr. Rafeah. Okay, very
Can I say something,
insightful.
Dr. Mazlina?
Yes, yes, Prof. Silakan, Prof.
Why my statement is like that? Because like me, anything that assigned for me, I normally completed a month earlier or 4 weeks earlier, but Dr. Rafeah can do it in a week. So that's why I think it's only superwoman can do it. And it's neat. So that's why I that made me really impressed. And she deserved this award if AN awarded her, because it's amazing, amazing achievement and amazing talent. The talent is important. Yeah? Sebab dia punya prinsip tu is similar to the professor that yesterday I was attending a talk on OBE by a professor in UPM. I like the phrase is what Rafeah mentioned. A lecturer or educator is not only teach, but is what the student receive from our class. So it's ada orang hanya mengajar saja, asalkan mengajar saja, dah habis kelas mengajar, tapi yang sepatutnya ialah apa yang student dapat daripada apa yang kita ajar. So saya nampak benda tu diketengahkan oleh Dr. Rafeah. So I think saya doakan walaupun result belum keluar lagi, Dr. Rafeah ialah salah seorang ialah penerima AN untuk tahun ni. Itu saja.
Amin, insyaAllah. Kita doakan. Because we can see the potential from Dr. Rafeah and all the lecturers here actually. So I hope that from the sharing from Dr. Rafeah, it will encourage all of us untuk buat yang lebih baik untuk pelajar-pelajar kita. So the impact feel by the student is more important than sekadar mengajar sahaja seperti yang dikongsikan oleh Prof. Zainab sebentar tadi. So I think we come to the end of the workshop. Thank you very much Dr. Rafeah for the insightful, for the informative, for the motivational words that you given to us, and then membantu kita untuk plan for our future teaching and learning, as well as I would like to encourage all the participants here untuk menghantar pencalonan-pencalonan untuk anugerah-anugerah yang kita anjurkan di peringkat fakulti as well as in university level. So I really hope that all of us here gunakan kesempatan seperti yang Dr. Rafeah cakap, kita as a teachers, as a educators, we are not aim for the award. Okay, that is not our goal as educators. Tetapi award itu kita jadikan sebagai one of the measurement or yardstick for us to make a reflection on our teaching and learning. So I like that statement, Dr. Rafeah, because the word reflection is very important for all of us in order for us to do much better for future and then for our students. Alright, so saya menggalakkan dan mengalu-alukan all the participants, all the lecturers untuk involve dalam kita punya teaching award lah yang kita anjurkan. Alright, so by then thank you Dr. Rafeah for time. Okay, for your information for today. Thank you very much to all participants as well.
Thank you all participants. Thank you Dr. Mazlina.
Welcome. Stay safe everyone.